Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed all the backend APIs of Article Hub project. If you have not seen that video, just go to description and check out the link. So here, first we are going to do a small changes in one of our API and then we are going to work on front-end part. So let us start with that. So here we have to go to the article.js file and here we have to get all published article, this one API, and we just need to remove the authentication because this API is going to be accessed by all the visitor of our site. So they are not going to log in or they are going to authenticate. So that's the reason we have removed this authentication. And here I have already started the server, you can see. So I'm going to just close this one and going to minimize this folder. And now we have to go to the browser and we have to search Angular CLI. Once you search, you can see this option, first website, you have to open it from here. And this one we have to install it in our system. So just copy this one. And from here, you can just search cmd from and just paste it and press enter. It will install Angular CLI in your system, which is required to creating a new project or running your command from terminals and all. So you need this one. So let me show you which version of Angular CLI I am using currently. So here you can see I am using Angular CLI version 16.0.2, Node version this one, and NPM version this one. You can also go with the same versions to avoid any issues or error. Okay, and let's go back to at this place. And now we have to generate. Now we have to generate a new project. So we have to open terminal. So we are going to open the integrated terminal. And here you can see article hub is there. So I'm going to extend this one. And here I'm going to write here ng new article hub. And here I'm going to write front end, press enter. So it will ask for some options like which type of CSS routing, those things. So we have to select yes, we need routing in our project. And routing is basically to route from one to another component, load one component and the component modules. For those purposes, it has been used. And here we get options to select the which type of CSS you want to use. So I'm going to with SCSS, press enter. Now files has been creating. You can see a folder has been created and you can see the different files inside this one has been created. So we have to wait for few minutes to generate all the files. Now here you can see it has been completed. So if you are seeing this warning, just ignore this. Okay, and now we have to go to the article hub folder. You can see inside this one, you can see there is a many files exist in it. So we are going with one by one. So node modules. So node module folder that comprises of libraries which has been installed using npm. So it contains all the files. If I extend this one, you can see there's a lots of files. So these are all the packages which has been installed, we can see in it. Okay, after that we have src folder. So is in this folder basically we store all the dynamics and non-dynamics files, or you can say source level file for the root level applications. Okay, and after that .editor.config. So as you know that there is a multiple types of like software is there to read the codes, right? So there's a maybe chance that different users using different editors. Okay, so to the quality of the code will be not consistent. So we can declare a pattern of code like how it will be written and those things in this file. So we are not going to use this file as we are going to use the VS code, and it's mostly used when you are using an organization where multiple users is working on the same project. After that we have git ignore. So it is used to like untrack the files that does not say like stored in our git, like node modules. Whenever we want to download it, we just need to run npm install. It will get all the dependencies installed in the system. So we does not need to push this node modules in GitHub. Okay, so those things we can ignore. You can see there's a node module is mentioned, means we have to ignore. We does not need to push to the Git. So all the ignoring folder or untrack our files, we can mention it over here. After that, we have angular.json. So this is for the all the CLI configuration for all the project in the workspace, and whatever in this project we have this one. And after that we have package lock and package.json. So in this we have actually stored all the dependencies, or all the dependencies which has been installed by npm, that is present over here. You can see all the angular cli and all those things. And after that, it in the package log.json, we store all the versions information of all the packages that has been installed in node, node modules. Okay. And after that, readme, just to for any new user coming to your system, so for the initial steps you can just read it, write like this, those things is there. Okay. And this one is a typescript configuration file, this one, ts app config, and this too. And this one, whenever you see a spec, it is for the testing purpose, so we are not going to do any testing and all, for testing, so just ignore this one. Okay. After that, inside src you can see there's an app which contains all the logic, all the components, and pipe services, everything is stored inside this one app folder. And after that, you can see there's an asset, right? So it consists of all the non-dynamics files like images, text, pdf, and other static resources we store in it. After that, this one is for the icon, and this one is the index.html page. So this one is our first page which is going to be served whenever our application is going to be a start. And after that, main.js, and main.js is the entry point for our application. It basically compiles the application with a compiler and bootstrap the application. Okay. And it basically convert and chunk that compiles and convert the static DOM into dynamics. For those purposes, main.js is used. After that, we have a style.css. So it is a global CSS. If you declare any CSS at this place, you can access it in complete all the components and all. Okay. Now I'm going to extend this one, app. And now here you can see app module is there. Okay. So in this app module, we have to declare every modules which or libraries that we want to use in our application, and all the dependencies we need to inject. Let's say if we have created new components, so we need to declare it over here. If you want to use any modules which is externally or provided by Angular, you want to import and use in here, so we have to declare it over here, like app routing module. And here you can see this has been component is there. You can see HTML, CSS, spec file. We are not going to do anything with the spec file, and TS model or controller, you can say. So this component is there. And in app module.ts, if you go to the bootstrap over here, you can see there's an app component is there. It means that it's going to be a start with this component. It will bootstrap from this component. Okay. Now, and here you can see there's an app routing module is there. So in this, we are going to declare all the routings related to this project, from this module need to be called, or this component need to be called. For those purposes we are going to use. Now we have to go to the browser. Now we have to search Angular material. So Angular material component we are going to use in our application. If I go to this site here and you click on get started, now you scroll a little bit down. Here you can see ng add Angular material. You have to just copy paste this one, and here you have to just paste it over here. Press enter. Okay, we have to go to inside article hub folder. As we are outside, we have created the folder. You can see this folder. Inside this folder we need to go, then we have to run that one. That's why it starts throwing it out. Okay, so it will ask for a few things like which theme you want to use, or other options it will ask us. And it will also take few minutes to install in your system, so just need to wait. You can see the the package, this one will be installed and executed. Yes, we want this. Installing the packages. Here you can see we are getting option Indigo, Ping, this one. These are the theme options. So I'm going with the first one. Okay, it was somewhere. Just close this one. Press enter. Then we are getting this option. Just go with yes. And yes, I want to include the animation. Go with yes. And the final, it will going to generate this, install this package. And package installed successfully. And here you can see the files which has been updated: index, style, angular.json, app modules. This files has been updated. So just close this one as our has been stored. Now we have to go to the app module, and here we need to import few things. So here we need to import forms module, this one. So form module and reactive form module, these both are going to be used for our forms purposes, to getting input from user or handling all the user inputs. For those purposes we need, for two-way binding, one-way binding, this, for these things we need this these two modules. And you can see this two has been imported from Angular form from here. After that we have to install one package. If we go to this one, and we have to install this one. From this link you can access this page and have a scroll little bit, and from here we have to install this one. Okay, so just copy this one, open this one, and we have to go to the article hub folder actually. So I open integrated terminal, paste it over here, press enter. And this package basically used for making our application responsive. It will going to handle our some of the responsive. Okay, it has been installed. If I go to the package.json, and here you can see the flex layout has been installed. And if you see, Angular material will be also will be there. Material, you can see Angular material is there. So all the packages, these two packages has been installed. Now we have to go to the app module, and again we have to import this one. So just close this one for now. And here we have to write flex layout module, this one. And here you can see this has been imported from this place. Okay. And after that we need to create a folder here. In the inside app folder, create new folder, shared, and rename it as shared. And then we have to create a new file, and the file name will be material modules.ts. module.ts. So in the in this folder we are going to install all the material modules. Let me show you what I am talking about. Okay, so we have to go to this place, and here there's a component option is there. When you click on this one, you can see there's a multiple component is there. You can see the button one, you can see the different designs of buttons, and you can see there is a card option, check option. If you want to use this card buttons in our application, then we need to import these modules. So if you want to see the module of this button, let's say, so you have to just go to the API, and here you can see the module. So we have to import all the modules which we want to use in our application. So, and now you have to go to the description of video. I have provided a link. From there you will get this file, and from there you have to copy paste this one. You can see there's an arrow, right? And here you can see the name of which file you need to copy the code. So here, from here we just need to copy paste this line of the code till this point. If you does not see the next this one, you have to copy it. Now we have go over here, you have to just paste this. And you can see we have mentioned all the materials which we are going to use, or some of them we does not use, but still we have imported because this is a common. You can remove it, and if you want to search for this one, material button module, you are able to find it in this one. You can see we have imported this module. You can see this one, and we are going to use this in our project. So we need to import this one in our app module.ts. So here we need to mention material And here you can see we are getting this option pop up, right? So you have to press control spacebar to getting this option. Just write few initial word and then just press control spacebar, and if you'll get the related options. So you can see material modules has been imported over here. Now here we have to use HTTP client. So HTTP client module basically used for all the HTTP requests. So as we are going to call our APIs, that is a HTTP request, right? So to getting so sending the request and getting the response, all those we are going to be handled with HTTP request. Sorry, HTTP client module. HTTP client module, this one, and we need to import it from Angular common HTTP, this one. From here we need to import. Just save this, and after that we need one more plugin that like whenever HTTP call going to happen, so in that particular time we does not want user to click on any button or do any other operations, because that time we are waiting for response. So in that period we want to show a loader which going to be hide all those buttons, and user does not able to do perform any operation. So we need here loader. So we need to install a loader here. So here we need to install npm install ngx ui dash, and here we have to write loader and press enter. So this package will be going to be installed, and we have to just wait for a few seconds. Okay, so it should be okay. It has been installed. If I go to the package.json file, and here if I search for npm ngx ui, okay, so what we have written, npm install ngx, okay, it's install outside of this one folders, I think. Okay, so just delete this one, my bad. Okay, now here we have to go to the article hub for front-end folder. Now we have to write npm install and ngx ui loader, and then press enter, and then it will install that package inside our article hub project. And here you can see, if I search now, you can see it has been installed successfully in our system. Now we have to go to the app module.ts file. Let me close this one, and below this place, and here we are going to set the initial configuration for our UI loader. So ngx UI loader config, and here ngx UI loader config, this one, and you can see it has been imported it from here. This one we are going to import it from here, and after that curly equals, after equals we have curly bracket, and this will be containing of text. At loader below we are going to show the text, that is loading ... and the text color we are going to set text color, we need to set, and that should, okay, we also need to put a comma over here, and then we have to write here like white, and text position we need to pass, so that I'm going to pass the center, and pb color, and this one is also going to be white, and bgs color, this one is also white. These are the different loaders, and those background, those colors is there. fgs color, and this one is also going to be white. You can change this color as per your choice. And fgs FGS type, and here we need to pass the spinner actually. So a spinner we have imported from here, and this spinner actually, and we have to pass which type of a spinner it is. So if I go to over here and from this site, and here you can see there's a different types of loader is visible currently, and from this you can select any one and you can use in your application. If I go back over here, so spinner dot ball, you can see we are getting multiple options which you have seen over here. And if I go back this one, and here we have to write ball spin clockwise, this one. And if I go over here, you can see block spin clockwise, so this loader will be visible. Okay, so now get back over here again, and after that FGS size, so I'm going to pass here 100, and PV direction, there's a line at top of the browser, there will be here, you can see at this place where you cursor you are seeing, there will be a line of loading will be visible. So for that we have to write PV direction dot left to right and right to left. This two option is there, so I'm going to select left to right, and PV thickness, and it is set to 5. So these are the initial configuration we need to do. And here after that we have to go to the, as we need to import as we want to use in our project. So here we have to write ngx UI loader module, this one, and it will also going to import it from here. And after that we have to write for root, like this will be like accessible to complete applications, each modules every place. For that purpose we have mentioned the root, and in this one ngx UI loader just need to pass this one name actually. Here just need to paste it and save this, and right click on this one to format this one, and you can see the space and all is has corrected. Okay, now we have to go to the app component.html, and here this is the initial code you can see currently. So just need to remove all the codes, just remove all the codes, leave the last line of this one, router outlets. So basically it is used to tell us the where we have to show all the routes or routes views. Okay, and here we just need to add one line of the code, that is ngx UI loader. So just like this one, ngx UI loader, and just close this one and save this file also. After that we have to go to this folder, src folder, and right click on this open integrated terminal, and here we are going to generate a environment file. So in the older version of Angular, by default we get environment file, but here you can see in the latest version 16 I think we are using, in that environment file is not there, so we have to generate it manually. So this file is used to store our APIs URL configurations and all. So here I'm going to just write ng generate environment and press enter. It will going to generate a folder and with having two files. You can see this one is development and this one is for testing. Okay, and inside this one we have to paste our APIs. So here we are going to write, this will be production true as API URL we need to mention, and here I'm going to write HTTP and local host 80 our backend services is up and running. So I'm going to write it over here, and we are going to copy paste this one, and we're also going to paste it at this place for development. I'm going to write here false. I'm going to save it. Now we have to go to the app folder inside src, and there's a shared folder. Inside this one we are going to create a new file, and that file name will be global dash constant .ts. Press enter, and inside this one we have to write export the class and global constants. And here, whenever we get error message from API that something went wrong, or we just need to show, so we are going to create a generic message, and that will be of a string type. And here something went wrong, please try again later. So this message will be visible, and put semicolon. After that, here we need to put a regex to validate our email address. So here I'm going to write public static and then email regex, and that will be also a string type, and in the double quotes we need to pass that regex. So if I go to this file, and here you can see there is a global constant.ts, and here you can see the regex. You have to just copy paste this one, and here you have to paste it. Okay, it went to a different line. Just delete this one and save this. You can see now global constant has been completed part. Now we have to go to the new folder. We have to create inside app. We have to create a new folder, and the folder name will be services. And inside this one we need to generate few of services. So right click on this folder, open integrated terminal. You can see we have open at service folder, and then we have to write ng generate service app dash user. Press enter. It will generate a new folder, new files inside service folder. If I extend this one, you can see there's a 2 files there, but we don't need this spec file, so we can just ignore it. We have to go to this one, app user services, this file. Okay, and inside this one we need to write the codes. So here we need to write here URL, and here from environment, and we are going to import it from this one, src environment. From production environment we are going to import this one, or from anywhere you're going to import it will going to work fine. And then we are going to import this one. And here you can see one more thing, there's an injectable written over here. So basically, and inside this one you can see there is a provider in root. So it means that it is accessible in every component or every module if you want to use in it. Anywhere you're going to inject this particular service, you can able to use it because it is provided in its root. Okay, and then we have to go to the constructor, and here we need to import we want to use HTTP client module. So HTTP client, and this will be the name, and then we need to import HTTP client, and this one HTTP client, and you can see we are going to import it from here. And then we have to write here login, and inside this one we have to pass the data we are going to getting it from the component, and then we have to return, and this going to be called the HTTP client, and which type of API we are going to want to call. So we are going to call post method, and inside this one we need to pass the URL. So URL, the initial URL will be localhost 8080. Okay, till this part. After that, here we need to write /app user /login. So this will be our URL, complete URL. After that, this URL plus this one, this will be our complete URL, right? After that, we have to pass the body, whatever the data we are going to get it from component, that need to be passed it over here. So here we have to write data, and then here we have to pass the headers, and it will look like this. Here we have to put a curly bracket, and inside this one we have to write headers, and then we have to write new HTTP headers, this one, and we have to set, as this is a JSON, so we have to just write few things. So content and type and application slash JSON, and then just save this. And after that we have to just format this document and save this. After this we need one more service, so ng generate service, and that will be theme service. Press enter. In the same folder we are going to generate, and here you can see theme service has been generated. Now inside this one we need to write like we have to create a private method and apply theme method for function we are going to create, and this method we are going to call it from component to update the theme. Okay, so in this we are going to get the name of whatever the theme we want to select, and inside this one this is as a private, so it is not going to be called directly. Okay, so but we will indirectly we are going to call it, so just follow this one for now. And so document get element by tag name, this one we need to write, and then body at index 0, and after that body dot class list dot remove all this like primary theme warn, all those things we need to remove. So primary theme, then ancient theme, and then warn theme. After that body dot class list dot add this one, and then here we have to put a backtick, you can see this one. After that dollar and curly bracket, and then here we have to write theme and dash, and then we are going to complete name. Okay, and it's throwing. Okay, so backtick will not going to close over here, it will close at the end of this parenthesis, and put semicolon at the end. Okay, just save this one. Okay, it's throwing some kind of, okay, here we have to put the backtick actually. Okay, so error has been removed. After that here we have to call the set theme, and here theme, whatever theme we are going to get, the string type, and inside this one we are going to call the apply theme, just going to pass the theme. And one more thing here we want, in the whenever any theme is going to be changed, and then we want to store that value in our local storage. So local storage is where we're going to store our variables for like some for period of time or some, and that can be easily modified by those who are having the basic knowledge of application. Okay, or web browser. So we does not store sensitive information that can affect us, so we store okay, we store these informations like theme colors or token, access token, which we are going to use to sending it every time. So those things that cannot be manipulated by user easily, and for those things we are going to store in this local storage. Okay, so first we need to in the single quotes we need to pass whatever the name of that, as it will going to store in our key pair value, right? So key name first we need to pass. So here I'm going to write here theme color, and then we have to pass the theme, this one, and save this. So theme has been set at this part of the code. Now it's time to return the whatever the theme we have. Okay, so get theme, and here, and then we need to return the theme type. So theme palette, you can see this one, and we have just imported this one from here. You can see Angular material core, and if I get inside this one, you can see this three options is there. So how I am able to see the internal functionality of this one? I have pressed in the keyboard, I have pressed control and press on it. After that we are able to get inside this one. Okay, so you can also do and you can check. And after that, here we have to check the few conditions. If local storage item but get item is sorry, theme, we have to get the value of theme color. So here we are setting the value and here we are trying to get the value. Okay, so whenever this one is going to call, we are going to get the value. It's throwing the error because we are not returning anything. I think, okay, it's functionality which is declared neither void or anything must be returned a value. Okay, so we need to return some value, and here triple equals, and if it is null or local storage value is undefined, just change this one for undefined. In both the cases, let me decrease the size of this one. Okay, in this both the cases we need to return some values. So here I'm going to write here primary, we have primary value we want to return, and in else condition we are going to get const stored theme color and this one, and just remove this part and return and stored theme. And it's showing the error because it is not expected as this one. So we just need to set as theme palette this one, then error will get removed. You can see error has been removed. Now then we are going to format this page and save this one. Now we have to generate one more service, ng generate service, and this service is for snake bar to showing the messages. So here we have to write snack bar and press enter, and here we have extended the node module. So just close this. You can see a snack bar service has been created. Now we have to open this one, and this one is also blank, and in the constructor we have to write, we need to import inject, you can say, and here we have to write snack bar, and we need to import mat snack bar this one, and we are going to import it from here, and inside this one we have to write open snack bar, and message, we have whatever the message we get, we are going to just get it over here, display, and this dot snack bar this one dot open, and whatever the message we are going to get, and we need to pass and single quotes, and then we have to pass few configuration like this. First put single quotes, and then we have to pass the configuration, and here horizontal position, and that will be center. Different positions is there, you can set it by your choice, and vertical position, and I'm going to make it as top, and duration, and here I'm going to pass for 2000 means 2 seconds. So for this period of time this message will be visible, after that it's going to be hide. So as per your choice, you can increase or decrease the duration size, duration for the showing the message. Okay, now after that we have to go to the app folder, right click on this, open integrated terminal. Okay, so you can see we are at app folder. Now we have to write ng generate component. Now we are going to generate a component. So I'm going to generate a component which is name is home, and here you can see it has been generated. Now we are going to generate one more component, ng generate component login, press enter, and it will generate one more component, and we can close this other power cells, and this operations you can also perform it by using terminal. Okay, it is not compulsory that you can use this power cell only. And after this we have to go to the app, and then we have to go to the app routing module.ts, this file, and then we have to do the routings. So routing is basically used from route one component when we want to load different components. So that purpose, and we are going to use path. If path is nothing like whenever localhost 4200 is there, whenever hit, then we want to load any component. So we have just need to pass double quotes only and blank double quotes, and then we whatever the component we want to load at that period of time. So a home component I want to load, and you can see it has been imported from here. One more thing let me do here. Let me close this one, open terminal. Let me go to the article hub project at this folder. Then we are going to start our server. So for that we have to write ng and press space and serve, and we can also just write s and press enter. It will start our services. So let it start our server, and let's get back over to the app routing module.ts file and just write the code. After that, this one, the next path will be login, and for this corresponding component, login, and after that comma component, I want to, whenever the login path is going to hit, then we want to load the login component. This component we need to call. Okay, so we have declared it over here. After that, path, and if this two asterisk sign is called wildcard. So whenever routing is wrong, let's say someone is drawn, if it does not go to this routing or login routing, and he try to access some routing which does not exist, then wildcard is used, and then we can also declare which component or which module we want to route. So here we just need to write home component and save this. You can see so it will going to route to the home component. Let's test this out. If I go to this one, and here I'm going to write a localhost 4200. You can see home works, right? Currently message you are able to see. If I go to the login, you can see I'm going to login works. This message is visible, right? If I write here something test and try to hit this one, you can see we are again get back to the home page. If I change this one anything, press enter, it will again go into the home works, because we are using wildcard over here, and it does not allow us to route anywhere or throw any error. So it will directly going to route us to home component. So that purpose we are using wildcard over here. Now we have to go to the home at this page. Then we have to go to the home component.ts, this page, ts file of this home component, and then we have to call the constructor, and then we have to inject here. So we are going to write a public and theme service, and theme services which we have created earlier we are going to call, and here you can see theme services has been imported, and you can see the where we have imported this one. You can see from here we are going to import this file. Okay, and we can now use the functions of this theme services. Now here we are going to create a change theme function, and in this we are going to just pass the color of any type, and here we are going to call the theme services, and we are going to set the theme, and here we are going to set the color, pass the color. Okay, so this is going to be called the set theme, and inside this one, if I go get inside this one, you're going to call this apply theme, and here you're going to change this one to set whatever the theme we are going to set, and we are also going to update the local storage. Okay, so this method is going to be those things. After that, we have to go to the home component SCSS file. Now we have to go to the file which I have provided earlier. You can see there's a home component SCSS file is there. So we have to copy all the CSS related to this one till this point. Okay, and get back to this place and paste it over here. We are not going to focus much on CSS part, and these are very easy things, and we are mostly going to focus on Angular or Node.js part. Okay, so now we have to go to the home component.html, and we are going to remove this one. Now here we have to write mat toolbar. This is the component which has been provided by the Angular material. So if I check here, toolbar is there, toolbar, you can see this one, material toolbar. So this one we are going to use as a header. You can see this one. This is a different example, so is also there different types and options you can see. And this is the API we need to import for using this module in our project. So we have already declared, so we can use it. So close this one. And after that, here we have to write class mat version.gedit, and here we have to pass the color. So I'm going to write a color, and in this we have to pass the theme services, this one. So this variable we need to pass, and here we have to write theme services dot get theme or color, you can say. Save this one. And if I go to this place at article hub frontend, you can see we are getting the color. You can see the primary color is visible at the header. You can see the mat toolbar color. It means that it's working fine till this point. And after that, we have to write article hub, and then we have to span and class spacer. This one we are going to use, as these are already declared, so I'm not going to put much effort on it. You can see this one is spacer there, so I'm going to just ignore this one. And then we are going to write a button. So this button going to be open the options to select the color. So button mat icon button, and mat menu trigger for menu, and close this one. And inside this one we have to write mat icon palette, this one. Save this. And outside of this one, we are outside of button, we have to write mat menu hash. Okay, it's compiling again and again because I have pressing Control S to save these files. That's why it's compiling again and again. So you can just ignore that part. Okay. So menu equals. So here we have to pass mat menu. Just close this one, and you can see error has been removed. If I go over here, you can see we are getting these options. Article hub is there in the left side, right side you can see the palette. You can see a pop-up has been opened, but it is blank. Okay, just go over here. Now here we have to put button, and here we have to write mat fab button. So different types of button is already there. You can see if I go to the button, you have to just go with this one, mat fab button. You can see this one, mini fab button, this one. So these are the buttons we are using, mat fab. And the color we need to pass, that is primary, and the class button to put the margin between one or other button. So after that we have to click, and then we have to call whenever anyone click on this button, in that case we need to call this method. So we have to copy paste here the name, and then inside this one, in the single quotes, we have to pass the primary. So this color is going to be passed whenever this method is going to be called, and close the button. And inside this one we have to write mat icon, and then we have to close this one, and here we have to write done. And this icon should be only visible whenever this color should be selected. So we need to put a condition over here. So here I'm going to write a star ngIf directive we are going to use. So this directive basically used to hide or show the element dynamically in our DOM. Okay, so here I'm going to write here a theme services, this one we are going to call, and dot get theme, this one, and triple equals, and then we have to check that it should primary or not. Okay, okay, I think it has been set as a auto save, I think. So that's why it's saving it again and again, I think. Okay, so let me show you here. If I go to at this place, you can see I am getting this option because it is done, because primary is selected currently. That's the reason it's showing like this. Okay, I'm getting back to this one. I'm going to copy this buttons two times over here, paste one more time. I'm going to, okay, so there's in the file auto save was enabled, so just remove this one. So whenever we save, we are going to compile it. It was unnecessary showing the errors, and those things are very confusing. So just, okay, so now here we need to change to ACCENT this one, and just copy this one and change here also, and here also change this one and save this. And here we have to change to the warn and copy this one, change this place and this place also, and save this. Now if I go to the over here, and you can see we have these three options. Okay, so there is some CSS. You can see when you click on it, you can see the CSS and view has been changed of this matte toolbar. You can see changing it color. It means that theme is working fine as expected. Now we have to go to the VS Code again. Now here outside menu button, matte menu, here we have to write a button, write a code for button that will be matte icon button, and this will be going to route our to the login page. So here we have to double quotes as this is, and square brackets and single quotes, then slash login, and then we have to write here matte icon, and here we're going to write login. Save this, and after that below outside of matte toolbar, we have to create one more matte toolbar, and the color will be this part will be same. So color, we have to theme services get this one, so just copy paste this one, and after that we are going to class and footer, and inside this one whatever the message you want to show, div class toolbar content, and here all rights reserved at the rate btechdays, and then we are going to close the div, save this one. Now if I go over here, you can see we are able to see the message, article hub is there, you can see two buttons is there, we are able to change the color, and if I click on this button, we should able to route to the login URL. You can see over here, if I go back by the browser back button, you can see we are able to back to this page. I'm going to the login page, and now we have to write the codes for our login page. So now we have to go to the login component. Inside this one login component.ts, we need to first create the login form, and it should be any type, and form group we need to pass, and we are going to import all the things like from we have declared two modules, right? From there we are importing these things. Okay, and after that response message any, just format this one if you want, and just scroll down, and here we need constructor, and we want to use, and we want to inject, so private form builder to build our form. So form builder, this one we need to import. It will also going to import it from Angular Forms, and after that private router and router, this one. So Angular router, we need to import it from Angular router. So from TS file, if you want to route from one to another page, you can also use this one. And after that, we need private app user service, which we have created earlier, and that we have created a I think login method. We are going to use it over here. After that, we need to import private, and then we need ngx service, and this will be for the loader. So ngx ui loader service, this need to be import ngx ui loader service. You can see here, scroll a little bit down, and then we need to import our snack bar service. So snack bar service, this need to be import, and at last we need to import, and for this theme services always use public, okay, and theme service we need to import it from this place and save this, okay, and scroll a little bit down, and here before that we just need to here implements, and here we have to write on in it. We just going to import it from ng on it, and just ignore the error. We are going to just need to declare here method, and then it will get removed. So ng on it we need to declare. You can see error has been removed, and inside this one we need to write like this dot login form and equals to this dot form builder and group, and here inside the curly bracket after parenthesis we have a curly bracket, and here we have to write email. So this will be the first field, and initial value we are going to pass the value false, and after that the square brackets we need to put the validations which we want. So validators from Angular forms we need to import, and we want is required. So if I scroll this one, you can see there's a form, you can see there's a validator option is there, so we are going to import it from there. After that, validators dot pattern, and in the brackets we want to call the global constant which we have created in our shared folder. This one, global constant, you can see, and here you can see the global constant we have imported from here, and inside this one we have a email regex. We just need to pass it over here for the validations purpose, and then we need to pass the password as a next value which we want to get it from user. And after that we can also write validators dot required and save this. And after that, here we need to write the code to handle our form or submit. So handle submit, and then first thing what we want to do is whenever button is going to be clicked, then we need to show the loader. Let me scroll a little bit, and ngx service, and then we have to start the loader. This way it's going to be a start, and from where form data we are going to collect the data. So we have created the variable, or we can also use let, and so here this login form dot value, so we are getting the value. As this is a form, by dot value we can access all the values of that particular form, and here where data we are going to create the body in the email like key value pairs. So here I'm going to write here form data dot email and password, and form data dot password, and after that here we need to call the API, right? So this dot app user services which we have created, Inside this one we have a login method which that we need to call, and as it is expecting body, so I'm going to pass a body which is name is data, and we are going to subscribe this one, and parenthesis, and inside one more parenthesis, and response if any we get, and after that equal this one, and then we are going to create the bracket, and then we have to ngx services. So whenever we get the response successfully response, then we are going to stop our loading part. So I'm going to write here loading stop, and local storage dot set item, and we are expecting a token from UI. Okay, so we are going to store that in our local storage, that we are going to, this token as we are going to use for all the HTTP requests, right? Okay, and this dot router dot navigate, and we need to navigate to some page. Okay, so I am going to write a URL, a path that does not exist till this point, but we will going to create it in future. So here I'm going to write here article hub slash dashboard, put semicolon at the end, and after this curly bracket and between parentheses we have to put a comma, and then we have to write here error. If any error occur, in that case we need to execute this part, and console.log whatever the error occur in the console we want to print, just write error, and this .ngx services dot, in this case also we want to stop the loader, and if error dot error question mark dot message, any message we are getting, and this dot response message is equals to, and we just need to copy this one whatever the message we get, and in else condition we are just going to set the response message is equals to global constant dot generic error message we are going to show. So it will show something went wrong, please try again some later. So those message we have declared in the global constant over here, that messages will be visible if error dot message does not exist. Just save this, and here one more thing, on back button we need to navigate to some other page, so router dot navigate, and we need to navigate to our home page. So just write like this, put just a bracket slash, and save this, and after this we need to go to the SCSS, and it is blank. Now we have to go to this file, and you can see we have this one, so just copy paste this part and get back to over here, just paste it and save this. Okay, now we have to design our login form. So here I'm going to just delete this one, I'm going to write a body, and inside this one div class and login container, this one, and put a bracket, close this one, after the div class logo, close this one, and inside this one mat icon, and here we have to put a log button. If I save this one, if I go over here, so you will see login form like this till now. Now let's get back over here. Now here we need to write here div style, some inline CSS we are also going to use. You can put it on like, you can also use it, you can also use a CSS file for this. So margin bottom 5px, and here we have to just write article hub like this. And after that we have to create a form. So form, close the bracket, and then we have to write a form group which we have created, right? So that name was user form. So here we login form, this one. And inside this one we need to create a div, and here we are going to use flex. So fx flex, fx layout, and it should be column. Close this one, and here we have to create a mat form field. So and inside this one we need to pass the attributes related to this one mat form field. So as input we need to display, like for email, and for the password we need to display. So here we have to declare this one. So you can go more think about this one. If I go to the Angular, you can see, if I go to the input, there's a different types of input is there. If I extend this one, you can see there's a mat form field is there. Inside this one is a label to visual the message. If I click on it, you can see there's a label, leave a comment. So this is the mat icon, and after that this things is there. So we will explain you each and everything. Okay, so after that mat form field, there's appearance. So different type of appearance is there. Outline is there, and here you can see we have different outlines. If I go to this options, you can see let me scroll a little bit down. I think we have, no, not there, but still I will show you those options. First slide here, appearance and outline, and here fx flex we need to write here, and we also need to set the color for this one also, same as we did in our mat toolbar. Okay, it should be outside, my bad, outline, it should be close it over here, that's why it was throwing some error. So theme services, this one, and get theme, this need to be called. And inside this one we have a one more thing, that is mat label, and it should be email. You can see this one, email, it will visible. And inside this one, input and mat input and form controller name. So this will be going to be control the form with this name. So as we have created email and password, so first we need to pass the email. So control name, and here we have to pass the email, and it is a required, so I'm going to just mark as a required. If I save this one, if I go at this place, and let's open the article. Okay, if I refresh this one, okay, it's going outside of this form. Okay, so if we did something wrong here. Okay, so div login container does not close at this place, so just need to remove it from here, close it at this place. Now save this, and let's get back over here. Now it's looking good. You can see if I clicking on it, it's going to be work. Okay, and one more thing, here we have like 5pc, which is not correct. So here we have to just change to 5px, and if I go over here, now it's looking perfect. And you can see whenever we click on inside this one field, you can see mat label is visible at little bit upper. So these are the animations has been already coded by the Angular material team, and we are directly using those components in our application. And after that, as there's might be chance of validations and those things, so we also need to show the errors. So for that purpose, here we have to write mat error star ng if and login form dot controls dot email dot touched is if that form is touched, and login form dot controls dot email dot invalid. In the both the cases, it's going to show the error. Okay, let me decrease the size of this one for now. And inside this one, and here we have a span and star ng if login form dot controls dot email dot error dot required. If this error is equals, so this field is required, this message we are going to display. And one more is there, so star ng if login form dot controls dot emails dot error in pattern if there is an error. So in the login dot component we have declared a pattern, right? So here we have declared email regex, right? Okay, one more thing is this, Snagwa services is shown as it is not in use. It should be in use. Okay, so here I forget one more line here. After else condition, we need to display the message, right? So Snagwa services dot open Snagbar, and in this whatever the response message is there, we just need to pass there to just show it. Okay, and just close this one again, get back to a pattern page. And here we just need to write pattern, and then we have to write this field is invalid. So this error we are going to show. If I go to this page again and I'm going to leave it, you can see this field is required. The focus whenever lost from this input field, then it's showing the error. If I write a test, so you can see error message has been changed. It's showing that this field is invalid. If I write at the email.com, you can see error has been removed. Okay, so let's get back at this place. Now we have to write the code for one more field which we needed. So I'm going to just copy paste this one. I'm going to paste it over here, and I'm going to change the values. So I'm going to change a password as a mat label, and for the form control we also need to change for the password, and we also need to change the error. So here I'm going to change this one, and this one. And as we does not have any validations, pattern for this password, so we can remove this part also. And now if I go over here, you can see password and these fields are visible. Okay, and after that here we need a button to submit this form. So here I'm going to write here button, and it should be made raised button, and it should be disabled. So whenever the form is invalid or it is a pattern does not match or values did not filled by user, so in that case we need to disable our login button. So for that we have to write here not equal, and here we have to write login form dot valid, and login form is dirty, so our form should be not valid, or our form is not touched or dirty. In that case we need to do. And after that we also need to pass the color, so it should be also, the color need to be also be changed of this button. Okay, so we have to just copy paste this one code. And after that we also need to write the code like click event we need to call, and here we need to call we have created a method that is handle submit. So handle submit we need to call whenever someone's click on login, and you can see this one. So here you can see you have to put the parenthesis to call that method. So this is actually an event. So what is an event if you try to understand? So event is like a sender, which is a message which has been sent to its subscriber to notify whatever the changes happen. So in that case, we are just going to call that method, and as a subscriber, that going to be execute that particular codes. Okay. And inside this login, if you want to show login, just let me format this one and let me show you in the single line. You can see my try is disabled, and this is the, and after that color and click handle submit. Okay. And after that form, after this form close, then we need to write the code for the back button. So I'm going to do class and whom link. I'm going to write like this, close this one, and here we have to write a span, and here we have to write click and on back, and put close this one and put a space little bit and put one more span, and here the style color we are going to set to blue, and cursor pointer, and here back, and then we are going to close this one, save this, and our form has been created. Now here we have to write first wrong email address and password. So I'm going to write here email admin. I'm going to inspect, and here's the different tabs is there. This is the console tab and this is a network tab. From here you can see all those APIs which we are going to call it from here. And if I go to the application and if I go to the local storage, and here you can see localhost 420. If I click on it at this place, you can see we have, okay, remove these things for now, just refresh this one, as this has been stored the local storage from my other application project. I'm going to change this one, and here you can see theme color is font set to right currently. Now if I write here test@email.com, and here you can see the local storage values which has been stored at this place, and here I'm going to write the admin. Now again get back to the network tab, as these are the files has been called. Let me close this one also, and from here you can clear all these network tabs which has well things APIs has been called. Clean this one, and I'm going to click on login. You can see incorrect email or password, and if I click on this one, from here you can see the header, you can see the requested header, you can see the payload, whatever the values we have set, or you can see the body of the of the API we have passing. You can see the email address which we have written over here is we are passing at this place, and the password you can see inside it, this one. And if I click on preview, you can see whatever the message or response we are getting it from server, and you can see from here, you can see both. Okay, and after that let's use some credentials which status is false. So in that case it need to be return us the error that wait for admin approval. So I'm going to try that one first. Going to click on, you can see we are getting the error, and we are also getting the error message wait for admin approval. Okay, so it means that everything is working fine. So now we are going to try with the correct email address which exists in our database, and as of now we does not have routing which we have declared over here. So this routing does not exist, and so in this case what need to be happen, so a token need to be get from the server, and that need to be stored in the local storage, and the URL need to be changed from login to that URL, and it should be route to the home page. Let's try it out. I'm clicked on it. You can see first thing is we have route to the this page, home page, and we have URLs has been changed. Okay, then we are going to check that login, and you can see we get the token, right in the response you can get the token. Now I'm going to application, and I'm going to check the local storage. You can see in the local storage the token has been stored. It means that our login API is correctly connected with our front-end part. So this is all about login part. I hope you guys like this videos. In next video, we will work on other parts of this project. So stay tuned with us. Please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.